Scorpio, darling, I don't know what you did recently here, but in the coming days, be expecting to be getting a lot of attention here, darling. All right, when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to your career professionally here, a lot of eyes are on you in the coming days, and just very positive eyes as well. So don't be getting anxious here, Scorpio. But I feel like it's in direct response to you finally making the decision of coming out of your shell. I don't know. I feel like there's a reason as to why you decided to retreat inwardly. A turtle doesn't go inside the shell just for giggles, honey. There's usually a cause for what caused you to go inside of your shell. But I feel as you start opening up more and more, the world around you is going to be, it's like they've had this surprise party for you type of thing, of where it's like now that Scorpio, you're starting to be a lot more open, like the world just responds so excitedly to you. And so when it comes to your personal life, I feel like this is a very positive time when you're trying to get friendships in your life, even romantic situations in your life, or business connections, Scorpio, the whole umbrella, darling, right? Not just romance. This is a really valuable time for you to be going out there, trying to network, join dating apps, shooting your shot, doing cold emails to people, because people are really receiving you in a positive way and you are able to command a lot of attention quickly. All right. When it comes to your career as well, especially for those that are trying to work up the corporate ladder, perhaps, I see promotions for greatly being rewarded and recognized for your hard work in-house of your work. But also if you have like social media, for example, you have your own business here, the Six of Wands, Scorpio, which is pulled for your career, is my fame and fortune card. That's the card of just a lot of success here. And so very positive fronts in all ways here, Scorpio. But before we continue this reading, let me introduce myself real quick. Hello, darling. My name is SimplyVelca, and I'm here to give you your weekly tarot reading for April 2023, darling. The difference between my tarot reading, Scorpio, from other tarot readers is that I like to provide, yes, some good things that are you're manifesting in your life, but I like to provide a little bit of a blueprint, right? How to go from point A to point B. So that way you leave this tarot reading today with a little bit more clarity and a sense of direction of what to do with your life, right? Because otherwise, what is the purpose of a tarot reading, honey? So if I sound like it's tarot reader for you, then let's just get started here, Scorpio. Enough of the introductions, honey. So in your current situation right now, you have the Four of Pentacles and then the Sun card here. All right. And so to me, at this current point in time, Scorpio, this is like an energy really expressing to you anything that you invest into, your time, energy, resources, what have you. It's not going to be for waste. It's especially, obviously, I'm not no financial advisor, Scorpio, so don't be taking financial advice from a man with a duck earring. This is like the two cards, the best cards that you want to see for those that do investments or in stocks or anything like that, just because it's like what you put your energy into, what you put your finances into, it blossoms beautifully. The Sun card is the most positive card in the tarot deck here. All right. So this is overall just a very positive time, and just like this is like a sense of having the Midas touch in a sense of way, Scorpio. And I'm trying to be careful with the wording because I don't want this to imply that like everything you touch is just going to be super hyper successful, but the chances of things working out in your favor respond more and more positively with you in relation rather to how out of your shell you are. All right. And so my people who do social media, for example, the ones who are a little bit shy and don't show their personality, are not going to get nearly the type of results from people that just are being as eccentric as possible and being like, this is Scorpio, hear me roar type of thing here. And so as you get more and more comfortable with your authenticity, Scorpio, you're going to be a lot more successful, honey, in your relationships as well as your career. Do you see how this is working here? Naturally, especially when it comes to your social life, like you're going to find people that are more aligned with your personality the more that you showcase your personality. Of course, you're going to attract people that you don't really click with when you're presenting a front. You're presenting a watered down version of yourself, right? And so very interesting interaction here for you, Scorpio. We have the Queen of Wands, right, with the Four of Wands here, and then the Devil card. We're going to leave this Four of Wands to the side for a moment here. So this is who you are right now, Scorpio. Is this Queen of Wands, but the Devil is what's holding you back. I don't know if this Devil is something internal for you, like an internal manifestation of like imposter syndrome or insecurity, Scorpio, that holds you back as that Queen of Wands, or maybe there's like a toxic And so I really actually did want to say narcissistic, even though my regulars know I really like to stray away from the word narcissist. Some type of controlling energy that doesn't allow for that Queen of Wands to fly. Something that's, when you think about it like this, the Queen of Wands is known as like the card of soaring, leaving the nest. But if you have that dragon constantly guarding the border, the Queen of Wands can't live in her truth, live in her passion, and travel and explore fully, right? So some of you Scorpios need to ask yourself, do you have a do you have a person in your life that is the devil to your Queen of Wands? And I know with that it can sound a little bit too villainizing, or being like, all right, Velca, that's a little bit much. This person just isn't a good match for me. Remind yourself of that. It's just someone that doesn't, someone that is more, that weighs you down more than uplifts you, right? You lose more out of the relationship than what you gain, type of thing here. All right. And so Page of Swords with this Four of Wands energy here, Scorpio, right off the bat, I want to be telling you here that the moment we talked about just beforehand with the dragon guarding the border of that Queen of Wands, right? So that Queen of Wands can't leave here. I almost feel like the moment you're able to overcome that dragon there and step into this new territory for yourself, whether it's like a new community, just job, you know, whatever the case is, I feel like you run into some new people rather quickly here, Scorpio, which is really fabulous, right? So like, you're not going to be alone in this journey for very long here. And when it comes to your career, I feel like if you were to start taking action on certain ideas that you have been going on internally for you, Scorpio, maybe you've been sitting on a really good like business idea, then you've never taken action on it. If you were to start taking action on it here, Scorpio, King of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune comes in here, where it just is really giving a solid blessing in that it will definitely grow to be something grand. But the only way that this is able to be manifest into something grand is if you get this Wheel of Fortune to be turning, right? Some type of action needs to get that Wheel of Fortune to be turning though, and that action is you being that Queen of Wands and being able to fully leave. Does that make sense? I don't know why, like, it makes perfect sense for this analogy here, but I'm a little bit worried, Scorpio, if my analogy is like confusing people a little bit. So can you please let me, truly, it would help me if I know if like my analogies aren't too confusing. And if they are, don't feel bad about it, darling. Let me know and I'll stop trying to do them as much. But yeah. And so does that make sense for you, Scorpio? And so it's like, there is just like this need for you to leave a situation. So that way you can just pick up on what you've always had in your mind and to be really successful. For me personally, before I became self-employed and supported myself with tarot readings and content creation, I had to leave my comfort zone. I had to leave Texas and move to California before I could do that YouTube career. And I tried in the past when I was in Texas, not to the as much of a grand scheme. I didn't try to be a tarot reader. I tried it in the past and it didn't work out. The only thing that really changed was me changing my environment, and then I could fully feel comfortable with exploring who I was as the Queen of Wands, and then be like, oh, I want to create content around spirituality and not be shy about speaking about it. And that's how I feel like your story is going to be here. All right, Scorpio, you just need to get out of your head here. All right, because you are the magician. You can really make anything out of nothing, my darling Scorpio. Like, you have the power. Ultimately, that's really what I want to be reminding you, is that the only limitations that this magician has is the limitations that they set on themselves, is what they tell themselves, what false narratives they convince themselves are true, type of thing here. You can do a lot of different things. An example I want to be making for you, Scorpio, is like, you could have been like a lawyer in the past. That doesn't mean that you can't also be a fabulous baker. Or for me, like, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. And so for me, I would see this, be like, all right, I can be a fabulous spiritual leader. That's a little bit too grand. I can be a fabulous spiritual mentor to people, right? But I also, I don't know, like games. I can also be a Twitch streamer, something like that. And so that's how I feel like your story is, that for you, Scorpio, you can fit into a lot of different communities of people. You can fit in, you can do a lot of different things. You just need to be able to have the freedom and the environment that positively facilitates an environment where you can comfortably spread your wings fully and thrive and figure out what it is that you want to do, whether it's starting a business, whether it's so on and so forth here. Like, the options are limitless for you. So let's get some final thoughts for your tarot reading today, Scorpio. If you did enjoy this though so far, be sure to check out your sun, moon, and your rising, darling, and let me know if you did enjoy this in the comments. So final thoughts, 3 more cards here. All right, so we have the Emperor card coming in here for you. This is what I feel like ultimately you're going to get into, where you don't have any type of insecurity and you're very secure with yourself. And, the actions you take, you don't think twice about it, you just do it. And then in response to that, very beautifully, you have the Fool and Two of Cups coming in here. You are destined, once you get into this new clean slate, when you go into this, start this new chapter of your life, Scorpio, you're going to be meeting somebody. All right. Now, whether this is something romantic, platonic, what have you, it's not my business. That's you. But that's been a consistent message, even with that Four of Wands as well. Like, you're definitely going to be meeting someone in the near future here that I feel like, when I say soulmate, I just mean somebody that you connect to really quickly and they have a sense of nostalgia when you talk to them. Scorpio, that's really what I mean by this. And that could be romantic, platonic, best friend, or what have you. I don't like to label the type of relationship, just a human to human type of connection, honey. So that's the tarot reading that I have for you, my beautiful Scorpio. Hopefully something in here resonated. And if this did, and you want further clarity in your life in specific, look down below for my website, SimplyVelca.com, darling, if you want to have a one-on-one tarot reading with me. That tongue pop wasn't good. There we go. So I love you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, darling.